Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. My hormones make me a nutcase.
Welcome, welcome.
Hope you're all doing well. So, today we're going to be talking about the impact that stress has on the body.
Yeah, because it impacts people in different ways, doesn't it? What
Yeah,
stress does for you and your body won't mean that I go through the same thing.
yeah,
And there's so many different ways that stress can come up for someone that it's good. I think it's good to like give you a few ideas of what can happen. Obviously, this isn't everything, but just to make you more aware because you might be doing something that you didn't realize was stress related, and actually then you've listened to this and gone, oh, or suddenly you'll sit there and go, oh my God, yeah, I do that, like for whatever reason, i.e.
mm,
like say for example, like for me, like it never used to, and I don't know what started it, but like clenching my jaw and clenching my bum cheeks, oh my God, it's so
in your bum
annoying.
cheeks.
Oh God, sometimes I wish people could just be me, just to, I could be laying down and I'll be like, God, stop clenching your bum. Like, it's really annoying because now I've noticed I do it everywhere. I'll be stood up making dinner and I'm like,
Oh,
oh, let go.
random.
I'll be sat on a chair and I think, oh, I'm up here and I should be down here. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, and I don't know when this started. So I don't know how long this has been going on for, but it's annoying. I can tell you that. But yeah, stress related, like clenching your jaw. I went to the dentist and he was like, your teeth. And I was like, yes, my teeth. I thought you might say this. I was like, it was stressful moving out of somewhere back into somewhere, like going through a time of getting rid of a gym with like my ex and things like that and having to deal with all of that shit that came with that. And then I realized I was starting to just clench my teeth more. Oh my God, my jaw never hurt. My jaw hurt so much. And I just didn't know how to, I'd be like, unclench, unclench, but it would still kill me. And yeah, horrific. I mean, the reflexology, like I've mentioned before, really, really freaking helps. But that also helps with stress. So the more I did
Yeah,
that, the less stress, the better my body can cope with stress. So the less time, not less times, but yeah, the less I suppose I did it. Um, and now, like 6 months on, like I finally got to a point where actually every now and then I go to clench my teeth and I'm like, don't do it. Do not do it. But I was like grinding my teeth in my sleep, and I never did that. I'd wake up and I'd be like, oh my
yeah,
God, like stop it. Like, how?
that's
Why?
crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
prior to like last October, I have never ever done that ever. But suddenly all of this stress got on top of me, and it was obviously like the head of whatever, like all of this stuff all at once. And then that's how my
Mm,
body reacted to it.
yeah. Maybe that's one of the first things people should do is like, because sometimes I think when we get physical symptoms, we often think there's a physical problem. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, say you were clenching your jaw, maybe someone could have thought, oh, there's a problem with my teeth, or there's a problem with my gums, or you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
instantly we think there's a problem with something physiological, whereas actually it could be something mental, like stress.
Yeah.
Um, that's causing that. Like, I remember one point I was stressed and I was getting like heart palpitations at one point, and I could have thought, oh my God, I'm having a heart attack. Like, don't get me wrong, that did go through my head at one point.
Yeah, I can imagine it would.
Yeah, but actually it wasn't. It was like burnout and stress and those kind of things creating that like physiological effect. So yeah, I think it's notice down any physical things that you're getting and then actually think,
Absolutely.
what stressful things. And also you might not realize things that are stressing you out. Like you said, it was kind of like, oh, actually all these other things are going on which could have caused that. But sometimes we get so accustomed to stress that our cortisol levels are constantly high that we don't even realize that we are stressed and all this stuff is stressing us out because we're just so used to living in this like heightened stressful state all the time.
Absolutely. And actually, you saying that with the heart palpitations, you just reminded me, right? This sounds ridiculous because I had such a bad chest. Like, as in, like I felt like someone might as well have been treading on my chest, right? And
Mm,
mum's going to me, maybe you've got heartburn. Take some heartburn tablets. Take this, take that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. So I took them. I was like, it's not doing anything. It's not doing anything. Right. I went to this anniversary party. It was like a 50th anniversary or something like that. And I'd made the cake for it, right? As soon as I put that cake down and I left that room, wow, my chest didn't hurt anymore. Did I know that was stress? No. And then every time I've made a cake that has been for a big occasion, I always get it like someone's treading on my chest. And now I know it is.
How
I'm like,
weird.
no, I'm not making you a cake. Sorry, I'm not going through that.
Too
But
stressful.
yeah, like you say, mum was like, here, have this medication because it could be heartburn, it could be this. But actually, no, it was stress.
Hmm.
But who
Yeah.
knew? I didn't know that. I'd never been through it before. So I had no idea until that then happened and then the cake disappeared. And I was like, hang on a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so interesting, isn't it? Um, I definitely think for me as well, like anxiety, like mood things, like when I'm stressed out, like I get a little bit more grouchy and I'm like get a little bit snappy and like I maybe don't want to talk or be like have physical touch or anything like that. I'm a bit like, oh, just leave me alone because I'm like so stressed that it's affecting, yeah, like I say, my mood. And yeah, then you start kind of like subconsciously worrying about the future and then anxiety kicks in and all that kind of stuff as well. So stress can definitely have an impact on your like mental health. And if you already suffer with like anxiety or depression, stuff like that, I think it could definitely trigger those things to get worse as well.
100%. I had a client once actually. She came to me, her mum had died. And it was awful because actually, because of the stress and everything to do with that, she ended up with like a disorder or disease. And it was all because of the stress of
Wow.
her mum dying. Before that, she didn't have it. And I've had a few other people that have had that. There's something like B12 deficient or things like this have come up because they've been so stressed. And then after they've gone through that stressful period, I mean, they could have been already deficient, but like then having that stress they don't realize because they're actually focusing on these other people because obviously they're unwell, and then after that thing happens it kind of hits them all at once, right? I get that with so many people that they come back and then they suddenly got all these conditions and they didn't know about them before that, but
Yeah.
then once it's all done they're like, oh my God, I didn't realize that
Yes.
this was this.
Yeah, definitely. I think as well as things like fibromyalgia, because that I know there's lots of research into it and they don't fully know, but I think I was reading something into it about how like trauma in the body for like years on end can cause things like fibro. Like I say, it's not like 100% confirmed, but I think that's one of the latest kind of research. So if you've gone through, and it doesn't have to be something, when I say trauma, I think we spoke about it before, but trauma can be anything from being abused to just not having your emotional needs met. Like it can be literally
Mm.
anything. Um, and yeah, if then that can cause you to have the constant pains and like the flare ups and all that kind of stuff. And I do probably think that is caused by the stress and the trauma. And there's other things as well, isn't there? Like I'm not sure about Hashimoto's. Can't remember off the top of my head. I'll have to have a look. But there's another like autoimmune disease that I think can be caused by stress as well.
Yeah,
There's
and
a
I
lady
suppose,
in
sorry, continue.
that's
There's
right.
another.
There's a lady in social media that openly spoke about it. Chrissy Chella, I think, on her YouTube about how she ended up getting this autoimmune because of stress and stuff. So
Mm.
yeah,
It's interesting, isn't it? And then like stress can
mm,
make those diseases worse, right? As
yeah,
well. Because then, yeah, the more stress that's put on the joints and the body, and then the body starts eating itself and all of that stuff. Like, it's crazy what it will do to you.
mm, yeah,
Um, yeah, and there's so many things that can like impact that, right? Your stress levels and stuff. So, like, your sleep can also be disrupted by
mm,
stress, and having your sleep disrupted is it's just a catch 22 for like feeling like shit. Then you treat yourself like shit, you don't eat properly, like you're stressed out because you're not doing all these things and you're not feeling good, so then your sleep gets disrupted and it just goes around in a whole cycle and then you get yourself caught, don't you?
yeah, definitely, definitely. And it's a really hard one, mostly because actually that's something that I've been struggling with recently. Is like I feel like I've kept like really vivid dreams, and I'll dream about work stuff as well. Like Monday to Friday, don't get me wrong, I go to sleep at 10, I wake up at like half five, five past five, and I will sleep. But I feel like sometimes it's not fully restful sleep because my mind is just like like I do switch off and sleep. It's really hard to explain, but I feel like sometimes it's not fully restful because there's stuff going on. And then sometimes on like a Saturday and Sunday, or sorry, Friday and Saturday, it's like, oh, I'll get a better night's sleep because my brain's like, oh, I can fully relax now. And then, like you say, when you are tired the next day, I feel like I get enough restful sleep that doesn't impact me too much. But there are a lot of people that might wake up at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., especially like menopausal women when their hormones are changing and they all that kind of stuff. They wake up at like 2, 3 o'clock and they're wide awake. And then obviously that impacts your whole day because you're crazy tired. Then you want to reach for all the sugary things to give you that quick hit, etc., like you just said. So,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it? Like, yeah, waking up at those times. And again, the same for like mums and stuff with broken sleep. Again, none of these like sleep patterns, and then you're not getting restorative sleep, are you? You are just like you're having a nap basically, but one that's not helping you recover or do anything. So then, yeah, stress levels can be heightened straight away because as soon as you're tired, you then said earlier, you're then snappy, and then as soon as you're snap, like, yeah, it's just a horrible cycle. So yeah, being able to, we've said on previous podcasts, that being able to look after your sleep hygiene as best you can to try and keep those stress levels down is going to be
Yeah,
super helpful for you. Anything that you can do to get a better night's sleep is, even if it's just one tiny thing, just try it because it
yeah,
will, well, help you in the long run.
definitely. And if you want to know more on sleep, go listen to our other podcasts because we've got a whole
A
whole
bunch of them.
podcast and things, a whole bunch of them. Exactly, exactly. Um,
Absolutely. And then you've
Emotional
got,
and stress.
oh,
Sorry,
crack on. No, you
is
crack
that what
on.
you were going to say?
No, well, what I was going to say actually was to link with that is when you have poor sleep, you also have a weakened immune system, right? Because you've had rubbish recovery, rubbish sleep,
Yeah,
rubbish sleep, and then like your immune system gets hit. So then you're more likely to be ill. And yeah, you don't want that again. Like, and like the things like alcohol and that will also do that to your immune system. So, and
yeah,
alcohol causes the body stress, right? Because it's a toxin. So again, poor sleep,
yeah,
poor stress, weakened immune system, and then people get ill and they're like, "Why am I ill?" And I'm like, "Well, you've drunk." So like, it's gonna knock your immune system, so you're more likely to catch something. Like, and again, when you're ill and then people go out drinking, I'm like, that's a bad idea because that's gonna get worse.
yeah,
But I'm like,
yeah,
you do it, you try it, you see what happens. But I
yeah.
promise you, I bet you wouldn't feel that shit if you hadn't done that drink, like I hadn't gone out drinking. But again, each to their own, you do that, like, you know.
Definitely. Like I know for me that if I even have a couple of drinks now because I don't rarely drink at all, my sleep is massively impacted. Like it's not restorative sleep at all. And then I wake up the next day and then I'm more tired, I'm more stressed, I'm more emotional. And right now where I am in my life, I'm just like, I can't be bothered to deal with all of that. Like every now and then, okay. But honestly, most of the time I'm just like, someone's like, oh, I really fancy like a night out. And it's very rare. But you know, sometimes you're like, fancy going to the pub, maybe having a couple of drinks with that. And then I kind of get to it and I think, but of all the consequences tomorrow, like, is it really worth it? Nah, can't be bothered.
I know, right? It's like I've got a wedding to go to on Friday, and I'm like, oh, I've got nothing planned on Saturday. But I was just like, oh, I don't really want to drink. And I mean, I don't have to drink. No one's gonna make me drink. But you
No,
know, when you're like, I don't mind drinking at social occasions like that, but the lead up to it, I'm like, nah, I don't want to drink. Like, I just don't want to deal with not being productive, or not even productive, but just not feeling like I want to get out of bed, especially when the weather's so lovely.
yeah, yeah, I know what you mean, definitely.
It's not okay. Um,
Uh,
but yeah.
yes, so stress eating and emotional eating as well. I suppose with emotional eating, it could be down to not actually can't even think of the word, but like you're not actually processing your thoughts and your emotions. So rather than dealing with emotions, you're eating to make yourself feel
Mhm.
better. So
Yep.
say something has happened, maybe your partner wasn't very nice to you and then it made you really sad. So rather than dealing with that, you're just kind of like, it's not normally, it's not even a like conscious decision. It's just like
Hmm.
reach for a packet of crisps, a donut, a chocolate bar, because in that moment, that dopamine hit makes your brain or go all like whatever it fire up and feel good
Happy.
and happy, and it makes you feel better. But obviously in the long run, you've not dealt with those emotions, not dealt with those problems. And once you've eaten that dopamine hit crashes, and you feel more guilty and more stressed because you're like, oh, I'm trying to do this, and now I've done that, and da, da, da. So yeah,
Yeah,
emotional
I've
eating
been
is a
there.
hard one.
I've definitely done that a million times. I've probably mentioned it on the podcast, to be fair. But yeah, I did it with my ex when we were like getting rid of the gym and stuff. I'd find myself in Tesco in the chocolate aisle and be like, and I can still remember the day that I stood there and went, holy shit, like, when did I walk here? I just remember that one exact day thinking, I'm down the chocolate aisle. How many times have I done this without realizing I've done this? And then after that, I managed to break the cycle because I was realizing I was doing it. Don't get me wrong, the day that I was there and I was like, why am I here? I still bought a chocolate bar and I still ate that chocolate bar.
Yeah.
But after that, I then was like, actually, do I need to be like, can I just go and buy something else? Like, do I actually need something here? Like, have I just walked to the shop for no reason? And I'm like, oh, actually, I need some bits for the shopping. So I'm just gonna go and get that instead. But that took me a good year to stop doing that. But I could deal with the emotion, I suppose, if I'd have thought about it and actually done something else to like figure that emotion out. But I couldn't necessarily, like if your partner's like angry at you, you can't then like talk it out and be like, because it was never going to be civil because we were just trying to get rid of a gym and do all this other stuff, and it just wasn't. He was always going to be a douche. So like I wouldn't have been able to figure out my emotions with someone. I would have had to have done it outside of that, which is fine because you can do that. But yeah, I very much did the whole stress eating thing, and until I realized and was aware. The awareness is the main thing. You're not always going to win.
Yeah.
You're not always going to stop stress eating to start with, and sometimes you will stress eat, but actually if you're more aware, you can be like, okay, yep, that's what I'm doing, right? I need to stop that for a minute because I don't actually need that. I need to go and punch something, or I need to, like, without breaking your knuckles, as in like a boxing bag, or I need to go out for a walk, or I need to go and just scream at someone and just vent.
Yeah, definitely. And I think for me, like, I grew up a lot of times not being able to express my emotions. And actually now I've found that I get to that point where I'm like, hold everything in. And then I'm like, it comes out to someone. I'm like, oh, I feel so much better now. Why did I not just like message someone or say, can I give you a ring? Or, you know what I mean? And just vent everything, get it off your chest. And you're like, okay, yeah, that feels a lot better now. So I think, like, if you are stressed and stuff, like you say, it is awareness, but then also having some other tools there that you can use.
Absolutely. And it's hard, isn't it? It's hard to talk to people because like you say, when you're like younger, especially like our age and probably older, like you didn't have people that would speak to you about stuff. Like you bottled up your feelings. Oh, you're crying? No, why are you crying? Stiff upper lip. Like, you don't need to cry. Like, you shouldn't be crying, blah 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 blah. So then you don't do it in front of anyone, you don't talk to anyone. But as you get and then when you get older and you feel like you need to talk to someone, you feel guilty or you feel bad for them venting at them. Like, I get so many people come to me and they're like, I'm really sorry, I've just literally just said everything at you. And I'm like, it's fine, I'm happy to listen. Like, you crack on. Like, I don't
Yeah,
mind. It's not a problem. But you feel bad when you do it to someone because you think, oh God, you don't need to hear this, or you don't need to. But actually, it does make you feel better. So if you have got someone there that will listen, use it, because, if you're friends and stuff, you should have friends there that are happy to listen.
yeah, absolutely. Well, that could be a whole other podcast in itself. Anyway, I think gut disruption is definitely a big one, actually. Like,
Oh my
getting
God.
bloated, IBS, obviously, like, that's all related to stress. Passing wind,
Yeah. Me before
all that
football.
kind of stuff.
I spend my life in the toilet. Actually, no. Do you know what? A miracle here. Okay. So last season, every season apart from the last few games I've played, because I've dropped down into the reserves, I would have to come up with some sort of routine where I was eating my breakfast like last minute before I go out, because otherwise I'd spend all morning on the toilet and it was horrific. It's horrible. Right? Now I've dropped down and it's not the manager that I just don't like or whatever and don't get on with. Now I've dropped down and people have got confidence in me and I'm getting played. Man, I went to the toilet once, Sunday, I was like, this is brilliant. I have so much energy to run around a football pitch. But it's amazing how like how different people are with you and different things are,
Yeah,
how your body reacts. Like I would instantly, every time I had training or whatever, I'd feel so bloated, feel horrible, and I'd be like, oh, sluggish, don't want to go to training and stuff. Tonight, I'm going to play five-a-side and then I'm going to football training, and I'm really excited about it. Like, and I don't feel like that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it doesn't. It's mad what a
that is
situation can
mad.
do.
That is crazy, isn't it? And that is all from stuff that's literally going on in your mind that is causing you to have that
Mm,
belly. And like you say, you've noticed that difference, which is just crazy. So
mm,
yeah, getting like upset belly and things like that, maybe see if there is triggers. Like you could identify, exactly what the trigger was. It would happen at the same time. Like, don't we wrong, there can obviously be instances where you've got, but I what I was going to say, like food intolerances and things like that.
yeah.
But I do sometimes think that you could have a food intolerance more so like if you're stressed. Like I know for me, when I'm closer to coming on my period, I can't tolerate
Hmm.
certain foods as much as I can maybe like the week after my period. So that that can always have an impact. So if you're finding that you've got something that's super stressful and then you can't stop going to the toilet or constipating for days, that it could be linked.
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually speaking to one of the girls before football the other day, and she was saying um because her job's really stressful and she's fine in the week, but as soon as she goes back on shift, she loves her job, but because of the stress of it and not knowing what's going to happen, she will always be in the toilet before she's just about to be sent out to a job. Because of the
Wow.
stress of it, she's like, my stomach just goes, like it's crazy. So like, yeah, and I've had loads of clients before, they're like, oh, I've got a bad belly again, I've got a bad belly again. I'm like, but what are you doing in your day? Like, is something making you anxious? Like, because if it is, this could be linked to that. And then they're like, oh, really? And I'm like, yes, like your gut and your brain and everything is all linked. Like, so if
Yeah,
you're anxious about this, and yeah, you're not going to the toilet normally, maybe just look into, is there a, like you say, another factor causing this to happen?
mm, definitely, definitely.
And again, like you said, in terms of like your period and stuff, like that's going to change everything. Like
Mm,
the stress, the hormones, everything to do with that, like can yeah, upset your gut. So go and listen to one of our other podcasts because I'm pretty sure we said something about gut friendly foods or whatever in there
yeah, I'm
somewhere.
sure we did. We definitely have done.
And if we
Um,
don't, look them up.
yeah, yeah. Or message us and we can help you out.
Yeah. But then stress can also cause you to what, lose your period if you're that stressed and you put your body under that much stress.
Yeah, I've definitely had one I can remember, which I think was very delayed. And I'm usually like clockwork with my period. Like I'm always either on the day every month or it's like a 1 day off. Like I'm very rarely. And I do remember, I can't remember what it was because it was years ago, but I remember I was really stressed about something. I think it was 6, 7, 8 days late. And I realized it was because something was really stressing me out. Like it wasn't, you know, I wasn't pregnant. It wasn't that kind of stuff. It was literally stress related. So yeah, it's just insane how much something like that can physically impact your body. Like it's scary, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Quite
And then
scary.
along with that, like if you're in a calorie deficit and it's too low, again, you're putting your body under way too much stress and you're going to lose your period again. It's just not good for you to lose that. Like different ways of putting your body under stress, whether that's a mental stress, like a work stress, a family stress, or are you doing it by not eating enough?
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I think physical stress. Like I remember when I was already a little bit burnt out for a period of time, I high intensity exercise I actually couldn't do because my body would take about 3, 4 days to recover from like a 10-minute hit session. And I'm not talking like crazy hit, but it was like high intensity. And all these people were going to the class in the morning and going to work. And I knew that like if I was to do that, I would literally be wiped out, like exhausted, because my body was already burnt out. The added stress of that physical activity high intensity physical activity, my body just couldn't cope with it. And like, it wasn't because I wasn't fit, because I go through phases of being fitter and not fitter, like we all do, but like I could do the workout, I could get through the workout and feel okay. But it was like a couple of hours afterwards, my body would it just couldn't cope. Um, so
Mm.
if you are feeling super stressed, like avoid anything that's really like high intensity and things, because it could just be making you feel worse. Obviously,
Yeah.
again, it depends person to person, but
I get, yeah, absolutely, like you said. But you probably noticed that that happened because you could do that and you felt fine, and then you
yeah,
started to feel like absolute pony when you were doing it. So like you had that, oh, wait, hang on a minute, I'm exhausted. Like I'm not normally exhausted when I do this. But so then you managed to figure out, okay, actually, I think I need to give my body some time and not do that bit. Again, for
yeah,
everyone else, like if you see a massive change, because it's different if someone's never done it before and then you go into that,
yeah,
you know, like, and you're
yeah,
stressed, you can't figure out whether actually it is the hit that's making you more like exhausted, or whether it's actually just because it's something new. Like,
yeah,
but if, yeah, you've been doing it for a while and now you're suddenly feeling like it's like super hard, and then you've got all these stressful things that are going on in your life, maybe it's something that you can like dial back on for a bit until the stresses of life have calmed down a little bit, and then build it back up again. Like you say, everyone's different, but it's being aware again and understanding your body.
mhm. Yeah. I think that's the key of all of this. Is like the first step is becoming aware of what is going on. Where is the stress coming from? Like, are you actually stressed? You might be like, where is that stress coming from? It might not just be one thing, could be accumulation of, yeah, of different things. um, and then start to see like, oh, I get a bit bloated at this time of day, or oh, my stomach reacts really weird at that time of day. Oh, that's because I have a stressful meeting at 2 p.m. every Tuesday at work. Or oh, actually, like it's taken me a long time to recover after that really tense workout. Or like I get more pain, or more brain fog, or things like that. Like, just start to figure out how your body works, and the more you figure out how it works and become more self-aware, the more you can nurture it and look after it and take care of it in a way that it needs to be looked after.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is just basically the main point of this, right? We can highlight
Yeah,
things that could happen, but if you need to understand your own body, and the only way you're going to understand that is when you become more aware, like you say, like what
yeah,
is happening to you at what different parts times of the day, or what's going on that day. Like, because if you're not aware, you're going to have no idea. And a million people, because there's a million different reasons why you could have brain fog.
yeah,
But for you, like, if you understand that you're stressed, you're this, and actually then the stress goes away, and then your brain fog becomes less, then you'll understand, okay, it is stress, and actually every time I get stressed, that happens. Whereas,
yeah.
yeah, if you, I don't know what I was gonna say then. That's really ironic. So cool. Anyway, cool.
And
End
if you
of.
want some, we did do a whole podcast actually on tips to help combat stress. So definitely go and have a listen to that after this if you want some tips on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because yeah, those little things could help you. And like I said, there's so many different ways your body can respond to different things. Like
Yeah,
you have got to be aware, and if you're not aware, well, I don't know, you're never going to
you
figure it
can't
out,
do
and you're
nothing.
always no, you're always going to go through it, whatever it may be. You'll always be clenching your teeth. You're always going to have a retainer, or you're going to have to, I don't know, you have your anxiety and your mood swings. But if you know what you can do around that to not necessarily stop it completely, but dial it back a bit,
Dial it back a
then
bit.
yeah,
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
you'll be able to deal with stress a lot better. And I think we need to do that nowadays, because like the world is so stressful. Like,
So stressful. Oh my gosh.
yeah, and like the demands that we have on us now, like, are crazy.
Wild.
Like the cost of living, like what's happening in the world, just in general, like all of the shit that's going on. Like, if you can do something to help relieve the stress, even just slightly, just try it, because you never know what's going to work for you.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think that's a great place to wrap up for today.
I agree.
But thank you so much for listening, everyone. And we're going to pop in the description links to our Instagram, links to our WhatsApp group. So if you're a busy mum, or if you're a lady that's perimenopausal, menopausal, we both help with those things. So you feel free to join our free support groups. They're completely free. Or if you want to message us, you can reach out at contact@empoweryoufitness@gmail.com. And yeah, we're here to help. That's what we want to do.
Absolutely. The more women we can help, the happy we are, right? Just get
Exactly.
everyone feeling great.
That's it. That's it. Awesome. Thanks again, everyone, for listening, and we will catch you in the next one.
Ciao, ciao.